The downlink scheduling is my part, and first I want to introduce the downlink scheduling. This figure is the downlink transmission procedure. And now we can see the UE will send a CSI, and it means the channel status information to the InnoB and by the PUCCH, and the InnoB will respond the DCI1 by the PDCCH, and then it will start to transmit the downlink data. After the UE get the downlink data, it will respond the ACK or NAC to the InnoB, and InnoB will, according to a NAC or ACK, to do the to send a new data or retransmission. And the difference between two pictures is this: with DCI 0 or without DCI 0. As the Ali mentioned before, DCI 0 is for the update. So if we without the DCI 0, it means we doesn't use the uplink data. So we can see this picture with the DCI 0. So in the ACK and NAC, it will use the PUCCH. It's an uplink channel to send to the InnoB. And this is DCI. It means downlink control information. It will carry those detailed information like the resource block and the modulation scheme used to decode data, and resource allocation power control command. And the most important is the CSI report request and the CQI report request. So if the DCI bring this message to the UE, so if we without DCI, UE cannot decoding the data from the InnoB. And for the DCI, for the downlink, it have a format 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 2A, 2B, and 2C. And for the downlink scheduling, the format 1 is the most important. Like this picture, DCI 1. And next I want to introduce the CSI. It means the channel state information. Let's go back to this picture. We will send CSI in the first because we want to know the channel's qualify is good or not. So it will the CSI will report the status to the InnoB. And CSI is the kind of collision name of the several different type of indicator, like CQI, PMI, PTI, and RI. And the most important is the CQI, channel quality indicator. And I will specially introduce this part in the next following slide. And now I will simply tell you about how the CSI do. First, we have the UE and InnoB. And UE will get the CSI and it will measure it and report a CQI to the InnoB. When the InnoB get the CQI, it will think about the channel qualify. And the UE send this CQI to the InnoB. It send this is transport block or something we want to do, but the InnoB it just consider about it. It doesn't. It cannot. It cannot to do this to a UE. So B it transmit the MCS by DCI, and this is the yeah.
UE get CSI for where?
SS 就那个参考讯号。It get the Gina mentioned in the previous slide.
The reference signal for where?
Reference signal.
For EOP, right?
Yeah.
So your arrow.
Okay.
For EOP, not for the.
Oh, not for the signal, reference signal.
你的绿色箭头应该从右边来啊，因为你突然从那个地方跑过来，那不知道是从哪里来的。
好。I will check it. And next is the Downlink MAC control element. Downlink MAC control element is special MAC structure carry the control information. And this is the MAC PDU. It is consist of the MAC header and MAC payload. And in the red circle, I mentioned the MAC header. And MAC header it have many subheader. And MAC subheader has his control element. And this for the LCID, the most important part is the DRS command, and I will introduce it later. And the index will corresponding to the LCID values. And LCID is the logical channel ID. It will tell this information to us. And next is the HARQ. HARQ is the combination of the forward error correction and the automatic repeat request. And this form is classified. We can classify it in time domain and over frequency domain. And downlink is synchronized and adaptive, and uplink is synchronized and adaptive and non-adaptive. And this is incremental redundancy. The HARQ with the stop combining, and it have trace combining and the incremental redundancy. But in the LTE, we use the incremental redundancy. In this picture, we can see we transmit data to transmission to the receiver, and the receiver it have a buffer. This is buffer, and this is first transmit. And if this is not correct, you will in ARQ you will discard it, but in HARQ you will store it in its buffer and tell the UE tell the InnoB to transmit a new one. So this is the transmission, and it has the two mistake, two wrong data, and so it respond egg and transmit third time. And this the last, you will combine all the 4 wrong data and to find the correct one. And this is called a redundant version. And the value it will from 0 to 3. So it has 4. And And next is HARQ process. HARQ always use the stop and wait protocol to send data. And what is stop and wait protocol? It means when I send the data to you, and I need to wait for you to tell me if you get this data or not, and then I can send next new data to another one. But if we do this, it will waste many time to wait for somebody to respond egg or neck. So in the LTE, we use the multiple parallel stop and wait process. Like this. We have 8 HARQ process. So I can transmit one and do not wait for it to respond, it get the data or not, and I can send another one. But it will cause a problem is that maybe I send 0 first, but I receive the 5 first. So in the IOC, we need to arrange its order. And this is NDI. It means New Data Indicator. This is the HARQ process. It uses HARQ process to judge that whether it's new transmission or retransmission. And you use this NDI target if the 0 and 1 is different number, so it is a new transmission. And 0 and 0 is the same number, so this is the retransmission. And this is the Downlink HARQ. Downlink HARQ, it will use a synchronous. A synchronous means retransmission can happen at any time, not new transmission. New transmission transmit it will according to the scheduling, so we don't know. But retransmission we will know. And in the uplink, retransmission always falls the frame after the respond the egg or neck. But a synchronized, it will longer than 4. And this is the Downlink HARQ process. First, we can see downlink assignment DCI by PDCCH, and we can transmit a new data. After UE get this data, you will fall the frame letter and respond the egg or neck. This time is fixed, but this time it's not fixed. So this is a synchronized. But for uplink, it's always 4. It's synchronized. Okay. And I have another figure.
Can you describe the difference between those techniques? Which one with the PUCCH with the uplink range, and which one with the PUSCH? The difference between the techniques. Can you see from UE to base station? The third message and the fourth message. What is the difference?
I mentioned in this is the same. Without DCI 0 and or with DCI 0, because DCI 0 is for uplink. So in this with DCI 0, so it have uplink to uplink data. So the PUSCH.
So you mean the PCCH will carry 2 different DCI at the same moment to the same UE?
PU? No, it carry egg and neck.
No, I said PCCH.
DCI1, it carry DCI1.
But you say PDCCH with DCI 0, so it means you carry two formats of the DCI to a separately. Okay, you can continue. You can answer.
Okay, I will check it later. And this is another figure for last page. And we can see this is our packet, and in the former one is DCI and use the PTCCH, and this is our data with PT and CH. And the PTCCH will use three symbol to transmit, and PT and CH will use 11 symbol, because once done we have the 14 symbol. And after false event delay, and we will get egg or neck. But because of the asynchronous, so we just don't know whether when we will transmit the data. And this is for channel quality. First, I will introduce the modulation. Modulation is a function to make good use of the radio resource of the uplink and downlink. And it has the two schedules on the uplink and downlink respectively control the operation of the schedule. So, and the allocate resource and code on the physical layer to a link, uplink and downlink transmission channel respectively. And we have the 3 mode in LTE, QPSK, still QAM, and 64 QAM. And this is MCS. It's a coding scheme related to the modulation order. The modulation order is QM. For the QPSK, the QM is 2, and still 16 QM is 4. And 64 QM is 6. And we, how many percent about this? The code rate is if we have example about 5 and 6, so data use 5 and the trace on use the last. So if we have more data and we can transmit quickly, but it maybe will get the wrong. The run will increase. And so for the signal as well, we will use the 64 QAM, because the data we can transmit the more data, but the channel is bad and we cannot transmit too many data. We need to transmit more trace on. And this is the CQI channel quality indicator. And CQI is information that you send to the network. So we have the UE and base station. First, UE will report if UE report low CQI to the base station. The base station will transfer 2 big transport blocks to a UE. Then UE will fail to decode it.
I think the base station will give the UE a big transport block only when the CQI report is very good.
But if UE report low CQI, maybe base station can send a big transport block.
Why? The transport block size is determined by the CQI value.
But UE report CQI to base station, but base station cannot not to fix about it. I see in the shape no. Maybe I check this later with you. Okay, and so UE will respond next to the base station, and base station will retransmission to a UE. And base station, if base station get a high CQI value from UE, it will transmit larger transport block size. And we can see this from it's respond to a CQI index, modulation, call rate, and the efficiency. So if our CQI index is bigger, then the modulation will bigger, and the call rate will bigger, and efficiency will bigger. And last part is discontinued reception. But for this part, I will simply introduce this. The DRS is a way to save the battery life for sleeping for a while with no data transmission, because UE want to get the information from the InnoB, but but UE doesn't know when will the InnoB transmit data to it. So if UE keep waiting for this data, it will waste his battery. But if UE still sleeping, and when InnoB want to send data to it, and you will lose the PDCCH. So we have a way to restore it. It means DRS. In DRS, we have on duration time and operation for DRS. On duration time, it means UE is wake, and operating for DRS is UE is sleep. And we can see this. In a DRS cycle, you have on duration. You have its period to wake up. And in case 2, that if we get a PDCCH from InnoB, and it will longer his DRS in activity time to get this PDCH. But if we transmit the PDCH and DRS command MAC control element, and it will shorter its transmission. That is, as I mentioned in the previous slide, this DRS command is the control element of MAC in the case 3. Okay, do you have any question?